Ah, welcome one, welcome all. Isn't it wonderful? Such a gracious king I am.
My sire, it is just, you are not quite king yet.
Ah, but who's counting? I might as well be. Besides, who in their right mind would dare tell me otherwise? What? Oh, no, no, no.
Hold your tongue, knave.
No, it's all right. They wish to deny me my succession. I shall humor their rebellion, as it deserves to be. Treat it as a interesting diversion to my unquestioned rule. Why do you object? Why do you say that I don't deserve it? A little sniveling worm like you, who's practically begging at my feet. Well, don't mind the small details of the guards with weapons at your neck. That's just icing on the cake. You want to grovel before me, don't you? Especially with that beautiful snarl of yours. What are you, my dear? It seems as though we've come off on a bad foot. So why don't you kiss the other one? It's not so hard. It would prove that you're sorry for your actions of opposing me. And as you know, you can't just oppose the king. Not right in his court. It doesn't matter who you know. Right now, I'm your god. But you've intrigued me quite enough. Now, guards, if you would be so kind as to bring them to the torture chambers. I have unfinished business with them and...
Sire, if I may.
Yes, my fine knight. What is it you want to do with them?
I wish to take responsibility, as they have wronged the crown.
Oh, and what would that mean? I wonder. It sounds to me like you're saying you want to protect them.
It could not be further from the truth, sire. I just believe that they require re-education.
Interesting. You want to lessen their suffering and teach them how to be an upstanding citizen. I like that. Your drive is truly exemplary. That's exactly why you're the head knight. Tenya Ida.
It is my charge and my pride to take things this seriously. And I believe this to be the best choice, with all due respect, sire.
Ah, yes. Maybe it is. It's hard to say. But there's only one real way to know. Figure it out and deal with this.
Yes, sire. You. Right this way.
Oh, and Tenya.
Yes, my sire.
Don't disappoint me now. Or, I don't need to tell you what happens to traitors, do I?
I would never dream upon it. Sire, my will is unshaken, and I believe you to be the true king of this kingdom, the one who I've sworn myself to.
As long as you understand, and you do enjoy getting re-educated, won't you?
This way. Do not stop. Keep walking. You will be in this cage, this cell, until you behave yourself around the king. Though just between you and me, I do think he could handle criticism better. But alas, it is not my place to question such motives. He is the one I am sworn to. And you are brave but misguided. That will only lead to problems. Now, don't fret. I don't think he'll do anything too bad. Wait, His Majesty. Excuse me.
Ah, what a lovely caged bird you've made. It's so enthralling seeing you with such a rebellious look. I can't even imagine what you'd be like groveling on your feet. Well, more like your knees. It would be so interesting, wouldn't it? Don't you want to find out? I know I do, but you're the only person who stood up to me in years. How'd you do it? What's your secret? I bet there's something to it. Something special. Of course. You hate me. What did little old me do? Just a wayward king. Woe is me. Why don't I go cry into my silk sheets and silver goblets? Oh, is that too good for you? No, I shouldn't be so rude. You're just a pathetic worm. But a pathetic worm that I could have entertained me. Come now. This way. Chop chop. Wouldn't want to have to get the guards on you. Oh, sorry. Did that come across as a threat? Good. Now that we understand each other, I want to know what you're going to rebel next. If you had succeeded in making my court turn on me, what then? Would you have my head? Or maybe my body? Or maybe just sections of my body? I wonder. Well, I only say that because I'm so perfect. Why not the whole thing? Now, putting two and two together, it's very boring having everyone say yes to you all the time and being a perfectly obedient slave. I crave attention, but I also want excitement. Isn't that perfectly viable? Understandable, even. And you? You're so giddy with excitement every time I open my mouth, or is it just you hate me? Oh, but hate and love are so very similar. When you hate someone, you love them in a sense. When you love them, you may hate them. And to put it quite simply, I don't think you hate me. Not at all, actually. But there's a good reason for it. I see you as someone who loves to pin the blame on me, on the people making the decisions. So I thought, for a fun little excursion, I'll set you free. On the account that you swear your loyalty to me. What a wonderful, splendid answer! I knew you wouldn't give in to something like that. This is why you're so interesting. Now, the key was never to have you in the palm of my hand. No, a little worm like you should writhe around in the dirt for a while. In this case, you'll be my little pet. Now, little pet, I don't expect you to behave. We'll have to train you. Of course, in a nice way. A way that's humane. A way that you enjoy, maybe. I'm not sure. But whatever road our future takes, you'll be sure to be obedient eventually. I can assure you that. Oh, my beautiful waste of time. You have such an elegant way of insulting. I love it. It makes me almost want to consider you more than just a pathetic worm. But at least you're my pet worm now. You don't have a choice. You keep saying for me to put you down. But why would I put a perfectly fine pet that's just a little rough around the edges and needs some training? You'll be behaving before you know it. Or are you saying you'd rather pick torture? I don't like resorting to such things. Well, I do, but not with someone as interesting as you. You don't have to be coy. Everything's gonna work out fine, as long as I deem you're interesting enough. I am the king after all, uncontestedly, because no one would dare oppose me in the first place. They've seen what I've done to the opposition, and that was simply for competing with me. Now, tell me, what is it that you hate about me? My attitude, my looks. Now, you might need more training than I first thought. Someone as blind and as tasteless as you will get you elegant in no time. No, don't be rebellious with me. Won't it be tiresome if I have to use my methods? It'd be quite interesting to see how long you could last. Against my will, you'll bend in no time. But you'll enjoy it, I promise. Now, for your first task as my pet, which I don't expect you to do or even pay attention to, is to go and fetch your bowl and get some food. Isn't that nice? I'm not even watching over you. You'll be able to walk the halls however you like, but try and escape or do anything I wouldn't do, and you might just lose something. You know, your hair. I know how much it prides you. You might not look so good if I shave off all the hair on your body. Oh, and trust me, I would. That way, you'd look like one of those monks in the fantasies. And trust me, my torture goes much deeper than that. I might switch your water with jalapeno sauce, or even make your dinner sour. Don't tempt me. I've got the worst punishments that are legendary around here. Don't tempt my fate, and you might just get along. Maybe you and I can be more than just pet and god. Though I guess maybe a peasant suits you more well. Though I suppose that might be too good for you. You'll have to earn it. How about this? If you want to walk on your hind legs, you've got to eat this right here. And tell me, while eating it, that I'm the best king ever. No, you have to say my full name. Say, Karma Akabane is the best king ever, and I will serve him forever, and he's really cool. What? Don't even want to try? Oh, such a lovely rebellious face. Isn't it going to be great, breaking you? Well, unless you do so willingly. Of course, I don't expect that. Oh, I'll regret it, will I? I wonder about that. You make it sound like I'm not the king with literally anyone on my beck and call. You make me sound like our places are reversed. Are you going to usurp me? I wonder, someone so interesting might just be able to do that. I'd love to play a game with you. How about we make a bet? That way we can, on some level or another, feel as though we're making progress, understanding the other, and getting to know each other. Of course, there's more to it than that. You'll have to give me More than I give you, probably, but that's just the demand of the hierarchy. I'm better than you. It's not a shame, it's just a fact. And I don't hold that against you. I'll just make sure to treat you as you deserve to be. And if for some reason you can prove you're my equal, then maybe, just maybe, I'll make you one of my extra special servants. You know, a servant to share the throne. What doesn't appeal to you? Am I just too corrupt, too far gone? Or do you think your ideals are so flimsy they can't change me? Come on, rebellion. Why don't you try and change me if you're so sure it will work? Don't see me as a lost cause. I don't see you, a pathetic worm, as a lost cause, so you shouldn't see me as one either. It's give and take, isn't it? We simply have to be fair. Otherwise, it gets all kinds of messed up. Now, what shall we bet on? Why don't you make the bet? Anything'll do. Just make sure you're very, very specific. Interesting. A test of wits and of will. I don't mind facing you, though are you sure you even stand a chance? Your confidence is adorable. Did you know that? That much confidence will get you in just a bit of trouble, though, if you're not careful. I wouldn't underestimate me just because I've got the full package. I've got looks, I've got guts, and I've got passion. Isn't that right? You can see it as plain as day. I'm just better than you. Now, there's no need to get offended. It's not like you had any choice. You're the victim. It's pure genetics. Well, and education. Maybe also style and quite a bit of grace. Likely etiquette and, well, it's a lot of things, but you don't mind. It's just the difference between us. It makes us unique and different. That way, you can be proud to be my footstool. Well, that is unless you'd prefer lapdog. I could think of so many nice little titles. Why am I blushing? No reason. Just thinking of ideas. There's so many of them. It'd be a shame not to incorporate them all. I've got ideas like you've got potential. Well, probably more than you've got potential, but that's okay. You know, it's quite difficult being this perfect. People want to fawn over you, and oh, look at me getting distracted again. It is such a woe of my existence, having to deal with being this perfect, that I steal the show at any moment's notice. Now, shall we get to that bet of yours? What's the conditions? Your freedom or something? It'd be so boring if you picked something like that. A cheeky one we have here. That you'll take over my kingdom? I don't think so. Now, you're welcome to dream, but even if I did agree to this, what makes you think that I would abide by it? I'm not supposed to be honest. But why don't we pick something more realistic? Instead, I have nothing to gain. You see, you're offering me something, in comparison to what you're asking, that's not worth risking. Not that I think I would lose, of course. It's just a curious case. Why not make the stakes appropriate? If you're going to bet that big, you need something to back it up. Otherwise, it's just boring. It's like me giving and giving. I know my generosity is legendary, But that doesn't mean I need to be that giving. Oh, come now. You don't actually take me for a fool, do you? It is your game, after all. Your bet. Your move. Now, let's be off then, and we can play your little game of tricks. But don't be too sore when you lose. You already are my pet, and the condition is you'll be my new favorite pet. Doesn't sound too bad, does it? I'm just bumping you up in the world, and, well, it comes with new duties, but you'll be my nice little obedient dog instead of just a wild cat. How does it sound? That confidence, then. How about this? Since we can't agree on something that's perfect for the bet, I'll run around in my boxers across all of my court and say I lost if you win. How about that? You're so confident. It's endearing. Remember when I said it was cute? Well, it is, but you shouldn't get the wrong idea. I don't pity you, it's just looking at you gives me this sense of to think I could be just like them. But I was born a god. No offense to you. You seem like you would make a fairly decent pet with training. You've got more bark than bite, but what a quality insult you've prepared for me. I do so enjoy it. You're so entertaining. This is why I keep you around. It'd be so sad to put you to the gallows and just see all those sniveling, snide remarks put down the drain with your head. I'm not gruesome and I hate death. It's actually quite terrible. Threatening it is great, but actually doing it is a big mess and not something I very much enjoy. Torture can be done in such sane ways. Ways that don't leave them with nasty scars or marred, well, physical appearances at least. I may scar them in their mind or soul for life, but not their body, not really. I only treat people as they should be treated. I am a benevolent king, you see. That's why I ascended. Unlike those nasty rumors of me, well, scaring my way up here. I just used my superior wit to get under their skin a little. It was nothing like that. It was quite simple. No need to be bashful about it. So let's get on with our word game. It's a bit chancy though, don't you think? Are you sure you should risk it on that? Well, I'm pretty sure I could read you like a book anyways. So let's find out, shall we? It'll be a fun test of who's really in control. Now, what word is it that comes to mind? A twinkle in the eye of the beholder. Something so simple, yet always coveted. No one can truly have it, but one can desire it. Many times it's considered too late by the time it's found, yet none go without desiring it. Interesting. Now I wonder, what is that? Impressive. You were close, but I'm afraid that wasn't quite it. Want to know what it was? Worth. I bet you thought it was something like money. But that wouldn't make sense. Of course, for the most part it does. But it's not quite the same, is it? Your turn. Interesting. Oh, you're going all out, aren't you? Fascinating. Well, I guess I'd have to guess then. In place of that, I think I'd have to say desire. What? Oh. Then it seems we're even for now. I bet you never thought you'd be able to say that. Why don't we make things a little interesting? Instead of us playing this game on and on all through the day, we simplify it. We have someone else propose a word, and we each try and guess it. Whoever gets it first wins everything. Well, that we put up for bet, that is. Don't be too scared. Remember, you're already my pet to do with as I please. I could have you labeled a traitor if I was truly a bad king. Well, that's so boring and nasty. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'd much rather feed you, well, myself. If I'm to punish you, it should be because you've been a bad little pet. I need to teach you the ways of the nobles. You may just be an offshoot of another noble, or low noble even. Maybe you're even a commoner. I don't rightfully care. Regardless of that, you're now my favorite little waste of time. So, I was gonna make you into an even more special pet. We'll get you your own collar and leash, too. Mocking you? Not even slightly. This is almost too good for a commoner. But I'm making an exception for you. Now, why don't we ask, my dear knight? Go ahead, knock yourself out, sir. Sir Tanya Ida, was it?
Yes, Your Majesty. It is an honor to serve you, and
I'm sorry, but I don't have time for that. Now just ask or make a riddle. You seem all poetic and stuff, so get it over with.
Then we shall begin. The light among the darkness, the torch among the cavern. It glistens as the shining example of our society, the epitome of what it means to be human, and otherwise be
the truth.
Yes, that's it. Sire, how did you... I thought I was being cryptic. Was it really so easy?
Well, you can tell by the way you look what you cherish, my dear Lord Knight. It's not so simple as that, though. You should know by now. I can read people by their heart, by their eyes. I'm afraid this one here didn't have a chance. But they didn't lose anything. My benevolent self just gave them a more esteemed position for losing. You know, to prove the point of them being different. The holy lineage and all that.
It is as you say, sire. They are but a commoner. You are of the esteemed lineage, the true heir to the kingdom, and a king among kings.
Thanks, but I already have a pet right here. You're loyal as a dog, too. Good to know. Also, of course I knew all those facts. They're as plain as day. You don't need to tell them, but say it just in case someone else doesn't.
It is as you say, sire. Then I will take my leave.
All right. Now that the pest is out of the way. No, he's not that bad. In fact, for a fairly commoner, he's quite literate. He even likes to read books. Something I'm sure most of us have put behind us. Of course I read, but I much rather read people. They're my favorite form of literature. After all, while simple, you have quite the mouth on you, my little pet. Now, let's see. What shall we do first? Now that I've soundly beaten you, it seems only appropriate that we do something fun. Why don't I introduce you to your new home? Trust me, I won't be too cruel. Just a little bit. All right? You can say what you want, but it won't get you anywhere. You've already been labeled a traitor. If not for my benevolence, you'd be dead. Is that what you want? Even if you say it, it's not. Humiliation is what people consider worse than death, and they're always so wrong. You can't get more humiliated than death would kill you. Simply put, just suck it up. Or don't, and keep being so damn entertaining. I enjoy every moment of it. You're practically like an infinite ball of enjoyment. The royal jester, Mineta, can't do anything to make me smile as much as you do. In truth, I wonder about it. What does it really mean to have someone like you? And then I got the perfect idea. The only person who can truly stand at my side is someone who hates me. Someone who I can make fall in love with me from that hating point. That's the way you find true love, because it's one and the same. Otherwise, I'd never find anything like that. Though, when talking about something as frugal as love, I always consider it to be more of a mutual benefit. Then again, well, I probably shouldn't be talking to you about this. Love is something fickle to me. If I'm being honest, I have so much pretenses that it almost seems like it doesn't exist. You think it does? Perhaps a simple opinion like yours could enlighten me. You think it's like that? Something so free and exciting. Well, if it's half as interesting as that, then I suppose you'll have to show me. What? You didn't expect me to ask somebody I don't know. I'd rather have a play with my little pet than I would a stranger or those nasty nobles which always have intentions that are simply unjust, unlike my noble deeds. You seem to make it your charge of this. Lonely? I'm not sure if I would consider it that. Though I guess it's lonely being at the top. It's still almost insane to think you're trying to teach me about this. But still, I'll make an exception for you. I'm not completely incorrigible. Oh, you don't say. So maybe there's things that I could learn from the more commoner approach. So, what is love really? As far as I see it, it's entitlement. Sharing deeds and wealth, mutual benefit and usually diplomatic action. Am I wrong? Yes and no. That's a mighty complex thing coming from someone so simple. You really are a special pet. I'm glad I took you as my own. I still don't understand. Why would I be lonely? Because I'm at the top. Because everyone's afraid of me. It surely isn't like that. They know I would never actually hurt someone. I am a just king, you know. I've never executed someone. Why, this is troubling news if it's true. To think you would impress me so much. What else can you tell me about this? Am I really such a horrible person? Now that you've met me in person, are the rumors true? I may be selfish, but that's not the case. What I do is just because I am king. Why would it not be? That's just blasphemy, isn't it? Do they really say such things? That's troubling news, and if you'll excuse me for a moment. No, it's not that. I thought everyone loved me. I was always told that growing up. To hear someone actually doesn't, I even thought everyone would love to be near me. That I should make them closer to me, as a gift. It can't really be this way, can it? I see. Then perhaps you're a very smart pet. Yes, I suppose so. Interesting. What's your opinion of me? Well, by your definition, I do believe I might love you. Why, of course. I'm just putting your words back at you. You may not be my equal, but you're surely someone more special than your upbringing. Also, I have this feeling in my chest when I look at you. Wasn't that the description you chose? At least part of it. I surely love you. Or at least, I think I know I do. Isn't there only one way to find out? We must obviously push our bodies together to see if there's that reaction. You know, isn't that how things work? If we push our bodies together, doesn't it make something happen? What? It doesn't? Why would a commoner like you know? You what? That's simply not possible. There's no way you are knowing more than me. I'm the king. It simply can't be. What do you mean? Of course I know what love means in that sense. That was a close one. I thought for a second you were going to catch me off guard. But I happen to know for a fact there's nothing you could do to catch me off guard or make me flustered. I have complete control of my body and heart. And because I like you, or love you, or whatever you label it as, I obviously can stop that at any point. You... What? Oh, you want to make another bet with me? Then sure. Why not? So cocky. Now let's see. How is it really? You have 10 seconds. What? You're awfully confident. Then 5 seconds, in order to make me flustered. We'll judge this by honesty. You have my honor as king on the line. I will be honest, but how shall we measure the victory conditions? Well, rather the gifts if we win. All right, if you win, then I'll give you anything you want. And if I win, then I command you to love me. Better yet, maybe we should make it multiple rounds. Well, you're surely not my equal, but maybe there's some hope of raising you into something, I don't know, of my companion. The more I thought about it, the more I demand that you love me. No, I won't go through with this. You don't love me? Well, how am I supposed to feel? I feel so strange and empty. We'll go on with your game, but the stakes still remain. I see. You've got a mind for bargaining, don't you? That's something, I guess. Then instead, we'll define it as this. If you win, I still command you to love me, but you'll get a wish. And, of course, the opposite is, I command you to love me. Oh, of course I can. I'm king, after all. And a king's command is absolute. So it's just a matter of you abiding by my authority. What do you mean it's not that simple? Of course it is. I command everyone in the kingdom. Of course you are no different, right? I think... What am I doing doubting myself in front of a mere pet? Anyways, you have 5 seconds to make me... You can't just do that. I'm king. You can't just... Nonsense. I obviously didn't lose my composure. You want me to what? Even if you did win, it doesn't change our position, and I still command you to love me. And you command me to what? I see. So you're playing it difficult. I suppose then I could be troubled to raise your status to my second in command. You want me to give you my kingdom for love? You must be beyond mad that you'd think that I would consider it. There's no way. I'm simply too good for that, and... perhaps I could share it with you. Yes, of course you were just... It's clear now that obviously I was mistaken. Even gods make mistakes, and I was simply mistaken by who you were and how esteemed you were. Clearly, calling you my pet was only a joke. It's as I've said, I think you're exceptional, and some part of me wants to tease you, but another part of me is afraid to see you go, if I'm honest. Even if you ask for your freedom, is there no way I could convince you? Is my command useless on you? Please, won't you at least consider a request? Even if you don't love me, would you consider for the status, I'd be willing to marry you. It's not exactly an offer you could refuse. Then you really do get half the kingdom, and I don't know why I'm acting this irate. It's not like me. But when you mentioned about being lonely, about things that could possibly, that it could mean, I got attached to it. My teasing nature felt blank and empty. I just felt like instead I was sadly hated. I had no idea anyone would actually hate me. I thought when you said it, it was some kind of joke. Perhaps I was right? What is it you're on about? Are you trying to insinuate something? Oh yes, my comment. Hate is closest to love. But what brings that? Why do you have that smile? You're closing in on the king, of course I wouldn't call the guards, but... Why is it you're so close? Now, you can't be serious. I'm simply not cut out for this. On second thought, On second thought, What was that mysterious, electrifying sensation truly? Is that how dangerous kisses are? I've always heard you should only kiss someone you love. You don't know if you love me. But isn't that wrong? Shouldn't you be ashamed of yourself? Because you're obviously leading a king on, and I've made you such a generous offer. Don't you think you could... What are you doing? Look, I'll give you something in exchange. I'll find a way. So think of it this way. The king owes you one, and you're already second in command, or tied with me. So, what's the matter? If it's truly your wish, you'd just be wasting it, and... I don't like that smile. It gives me chills. Hey, that's my my type of smile. I do kind of like it, but it's a bit scary when pointed at me. Well, of course, I want to make you mine. As you've taught me, there's a lot of aspects of love, though it's been an incredible endeavor. I wonder, what's it going to take before well, properly understand? I admit now, I don't like admitting when I'm wrong, but I still do. And I have to admit, I simply didn't understand it. Or you. And it's a pleasant surprise to see you so vibrantly in a different light. You may still be like a pet, in one way, but you're also like royalty. You're far more important than a pet. I was only teasing. No, of course not. I'm quite readily serious about you. I wouldn't say it if I wasn't. That's the king's honor at hand. Do you think they'd respect me at all if I didn't abide by it? Of course, Look, you've made your point. There's no need to get carried away. Where did you get that collar? No, don't do it. We can work this out. I'm obviously much better as a king than I am as that. Please, don't do this. I'm sure we can work something out. I'll make you a deal. Step back, please. Step back, please. No. Guards. Anyone.